Hello, everyone. It's Montez McCamish from itsmontez.com. I had this crazy idea that hit me, and I basically wanted to just give this a whirl, give it a try out. It's about information, right? It's all about trying something new, right? Well, so I had this crazy concept. I thought I would title the video this, and then share it out, and then see how it goes. Just see how everything goes with it. So what basically I'm going to be doing is just showing you some of the things that are going on during the inauguration. And I don't know everyone. I don't know everything. And I don't know exactly all the comments that I should be saying there. But I definitely wanted to view it out and let you all see it, what's going on. I definitely wanted to take you to this channel that I've been watching, but you all can watch. It's actually the channel is actually BDTV. They have over 40,000 subscribers. It's going crazy on there. Have the volume off right now, but I'm gonna go ahead and turn that on. But before I do that, I'm gonna share my screen. But all you have to do is like, comment, subscribe, and share. I don't do this all the time, but I wanted to try it and do something different. And just pretty much let you all see the power of the internet and see what basically is going on inside this whole internet world from what I'm viewing. And then, so anyway, I'm gonna go ahead and share the screen. And boom, here we go. Our screen share. And this is where the channel's at right now. Where everything's going. I'm not sure where everything. I don't know where. I don't know where his sound went. Maybe if we refresh him.
Them guys. I don't think it works like that. You can't just nuke protesters. I mean, you could, but actually, that is a good idea. Why don't we just nuke them? I agree.
We'll see. Like he's a little bit.
The checkpoint is
BDTV,
closed.
you are doing a great job
Hey,
with
thank
all
you,
these
dude.
comments.
So like he's a little bit different.
Thank
Where
you
he
guys.
has to
Thank
say
you.
is a
Those
little
of you
bit
who are enjoying it, those of you who have subscribed,
hateful.
and those of you guys who are not being racist and disruptive, thank you. Thank you very much. To the rest of you guys, may Trump have mercy on your soul.
So you can obviously see this guy's like a huge. This guy's a huge Trump fan, as you can obviously see. But I'm gonna open this up, and he makes certain comments that I don't necessarily agree with. He says a lot of things that I don't agree with, but you can see what's going on down there waiting at this whole inauguration. People got their faces covered, and I mean, so far what I've seen has been kind of crazy. Someone's been shot already on there, so that was pretty crazy. I was like, man, that was nuts. I don't know exactly what channel that's on. I've been watching Donald Trump come out of the car every now and again. He comes out, and that's been cool. Somehow this guy has his YouTube connected to where he's getting donations, and I'm like, what? I don't know how that works exactly, but just watching this is all down here at the inauguration. Look at the police officers; they got their outfits. They're all like ready to go. I'm gonna like unmute it, and like I said, he doesn't have the cleanest mouth in the world. But
hi, Patricia.
All right, so shit's going down. Shit is going down, dude. Thank you, guys. Thank you. To those of you who are congratulating me, I have nothing to be proud of. But thank you.
Hi, Megan. We are on K.
OP is a terrorist from Iran. What did I just tell you, dude? I'm a privileged white male and American citizen. Me and Trump would get along very well.
K 13th and 14th? I don't know. This is not my city, but it's on K.
Plus, I've gambled at his casino. So there you go.
it's kind of crazy.
Before, so.
Listen to what they had to say. I mean, it's crazy. This is all the people down there right now. Look, he's got a camera. He's got the right idea. Bring a camera down there and make something happen. This is where the action's
happening. Let me scoop out the area to see if there's any other
What?
Machinations, any scheming happening with the black blockers.
Martins, Dre, Manis, thank you for subscribing. Appreciate it, bro. Thank you, guys.
Inauguration.
Thanks, Megan.
Are you gonna babysit Baron? Now you're trying to set me up for the chat to call me a pedo, so I'm not gonna answer that, dude. Come on, guys, stop trying to bait me. I don't appreciate being baited.
And so I guess evidently as well, like I said on the on this how this YouTube it's kind of crazy because like it's now just like now that I'm watching this, and again like I said, like when your ideas come to you, they really just it's out of the middle of nowhere. These ideas they'll come, but when you really think about it, there's a lot of stuff that can happen inside. Oh, I don't know what's going on here. I'll shut up.
It's corporate capitalism. No, it's not. It's capitalism. Free market capitalism is voluntary. Free market.
Is this what they do? They just argue with each other up the streets.
That's capitalism. That's free market. No, it's not. Yes, it is. Labor.
Until somebody gets shot.
Business force you to get what you did. Yes, they did. Really? If I don't work for them, I don't eat. Really? Yes. They force you to get the dress
I don't work for them. I don't work for them. I don't eat. Capitalism. That's what happened. I don't work for UPS for 27 years.
Discord link is broken. Try joining it after the stream because there's probably too many people trying to join during the stream. But it works. There's just probably too many people using it. Oh my god. He's wearing a fucking scary mask.
Why do so many people die in communism? It's so good.
Are you libertarian?
Are these communists arguing? This is a communist argument, guys?
Are you
I don't know whatever argument it is.
It's funny how they all complain about building walls.
It's whatever kind of argument it is. It's a crazy argument. Like I said, like this kind of it's kind of different. Again, like I said, being able to, I guess, looking on the inside is different. Like sometimes we don't really understand everyone's feelings and stuff like that, and so I think that it's kind of cool to be able to be there but not be there. See, like we're there but we're not there. And it's this. They said that there's supposed to be a whole lot of protests, but I have heard that I've seen actually a car on fire, like the whole car was on fire, so that was kind of crazy. But this person's going out to the crowd. I'll turn on
Kiss.
Are they gonna kiss?
The invisible hand wants you to
That guy was wearing a gas mask.
You
Look
are
at him.
there.
He's wearing a
Keep
gas
up the
mask.
good work.
Hey.
See, that's what I was saying, where they get like the donations. He gets like donations. I'm gonna go out of this one and see where I can see if we can find a different one here. This is NBC News. See what this one's about. I should
The way the security world works, they got to be ready tomorrow.
should
Michael,
be like,
we have heard about a handful of holdovers.
I'm gonna stop the screen share and then pull it back out this
Frankly, it
way
is
and
for
then
national security.
do it
reasons.
again.
This happens quite often.
It does, but I think we
This
can
is
begin to ask
application.
questions. You know, Donald Trump is now president. He's had since early November. He knew he was going to
So
be
now we're
president.
in there
You
again.
know, George
So
W.
this
Bush
is down
was able
there
to
at
get his
the
administration up and running
what's going on
during
at the
the period of
inauguration. So
transition.
it's not
It was a
anything.
little bit more than a
Seems
month
like
because the
everything's
Supreme
good
Court
down there right
decided.
now, so that's
What
good.
is the reason that this is happening?
Well, look, you handicap yourself here a little bit, Hugh Hewitt, when if you were a Republican and a never Trumper, or if you were a Republican with extensive Bush administration existence, weren't high up on the list.
And it's going to take a long time for that to burn off. They are taking that list very, very seriously, the people who signed the letters.
Mr. Welker, you're there waiting to see. We are starting to see some movement there of the family.
We're starting to see some movement, Chuck. That's right. President Trump and his family, the First Lady Melania Trump, have just emerged from the White House, and they're about to walk down the length of this walkway here, and then they will enter the reviewing stand. This is, again, one of the more emotional, I think, moments of the day. If you are the first family, as you sort of take in this historic moment, you see there Eric Trump and his wife, Barron Trump, is there, followed by Ivanka Trump and Jared Kushner, who's, of course, going to be one of the top advisors at the White House. And that announcement got so much attention because, of course, a lot of questions about whether or not that violated any ethics rules to have your son-in-law serving as one of your top advisors. The Trump administration insisting it does not. And here we see, followed by the president's grandchildren, extended family.
Pressure's on you. Pressure's on you. That shouted question.
pressure's
That's
on,
right.
Chuck. But look, we're very close. We are here
Sure.
on the north lawn of the White House. So he'll be able to hear me, that's for sure. The question is, will he decide to answer the question that we have for him this evening after he has
This
been
is what's going on
sworn
over
and
on
taken
the
the
other
oath of
channel
office
here.
and is now the 45th
I'm
president of the
pause this
United
one here.
States. So we will
Turn
certainly
the
do our
volume off here. See what's going on over here.
Furry shit. It's really annoying.
Like I said, he doesn't
I
have
can't
the
even look at
best
my Twitter
knowledge
on
of
stream.
it,
Do y'all know if there's any other groups?
So good job
the
to those
people
of you guys who are sending me that
protesting?
bullshit.
Me too. It's exciting enough here.
but I'm sorry, I'm not the best at this. Like I said, I was going to try this out.
We went to high school together.
I haven't really done this before.
Oh my god, no way!
Go Dolphins!
Thought I'd try this out. There's some people down there, so that's what's
that was
happening up there
awkward.
at the other
Ugh,
side.
cringe.
That's what's happening up at the other side. You saw Donald Trump and how they're preparing to walk out. This is what's happening right now on the other side, riots and of it. Not that I want to get just that, but I think it's important for us to take that view into this to make sure that nothing crazy goes on. And this is where a lot of the action is. We can't flip back and go to the other side, but just, we'll do that here in a little bit.
So do you know what else is happening in the city right now? It's on.
What is he doing? Is he trying to flirt? Are you kidding me, dude? Are you trying to hook up in a Trump protest?
Oh, I love Houston.
He's flirting, dude. He's
Okay.
flirting. He's trying to hook up in a Trump protest, dude. What the fuck? And we're watching it,
I
apparently.
have another one.
He probably doesn't think this many people are watching.
Fascinating.
Are you kidding me,
So
dude?
you came here with
This
how many
is
people?
so cringe.
About 50
50.
on a bus.
Do you know a lot of Wisconsiners? You have to go this one.
Wisconsiners?
Yeah.
Kinda, yeah. There's a lot of
Oh, man. Show the crazy parts. I will. Do you guys want me to go over all the crazy things that have happened?
I think it's fun.
I mean, this is pretty.
And like, I don't really want to like sit there and watch this one, so we'll go back to this one and see what they're doing here. I'm actually gonna pull in here. I'm gonna stop my screen share, pull up again, make this, and then boom, pull this back up again. Application window is so much easier going through this way, but I don't know how come on Google Hangout it doesn't let you pop back over on the other side. But I'm gonna pull this back in. Boom, there it is.
I think it's great that he got that vote. I think he is a fantastic choice for Secretary of Defense. I hope that he will define the job bigger than just being a general. I think that's going to be his challenge. I want him to weigh in on everything, not just on defense.
I hear you.
All right, Kristen. Here comes the
Here comes
45th
the
president of the United States.
We're going to give it another go. Hopefully, he will answer our questions. The vice president did. Hopefully, he will take a cue from his vice president. He is, of course, holding hands with the new First Lady, Melania Trump. And fortunately, the rain has held off for this walk for them. And for the latter part of the parade, so that they were able to walk a short distance and greet folks. Mr. President, how does it feel to be the 45th president of the United States? What are your emotions at this hour, sir?
Beautiful day. How would you describe today, sir? Unbelievable. Beautiful. Thank you.
2 for 2, Kristen Walker.
2 for 2.
Well done there on that North Lawn.
I'm the new Al Roker.
Uh-oh.
No candy.
Uh-oh.
No,
Yeah, I don't know about that neck of the woods.
He said, beautiful, hard to describe. You could tell that both of them were incredibly humbled, I think, is how I would describe them walking out. They answered the questions, but they answered them almost very quietly. I think, again, this moment is so enormous for whomever is experiencing their first day as president of the United States. And of course, Donald Trump, now the 45th president of the United States, was able to spend some time with his family at the White House. And now he heads out to the reviewing stand. And again, this is a tradition that dates all the way back to President Grant. So seemed to be a quite humbling moment for both the president and vice president. Chuck,
So
let's
they're out,
Absolutely.
they're
Thank you.
rocking.
Kristen,
They're
you know,
rocking.
Michael Beschloss,
They're
it was
out.
interesting when we were
So that's pretty
watching
cool.
Jared Kushner, Ivanka Trump walk in. Correct me if I'm wrong, not since the Kennedys has family been so important.
Oh, I think that's exactly right. And of course, because family was so important.
45th President of the United States, Donald J. Trump, and the First Lady of the United States, Melania Trump.
Sorry about that, Michael. Interrupting you there. I thought that was an important moment for everybody to enjoy. Hail to the chief. I'm guessing when you're a new president, you never get tired of hearing that.
No, I think that's right. Jackie Kennedy was once asked what Jack's favorite song was.
Thank you. I'm happy you liked it all the way from Italy.
I want to finish this thought. The idea of helping to run the country, having family involved in that, helping to run the country, really not since the Kennedys.
Right, and it was in response to that that Congress passed what is called the Bobby Kennedy Law, which is that a family member cannot serve in the cabinet. And so Jared Kushner can be on the White House staff, but if his father-in-law had wanted to put him in the cabinet, couldn't do it. And the reason was because JFK brought his brother into government as Attorney General.
But it wasn't even just his brother. His brother-in-law was an important advisor. I mean, it was a very
if you can, make sure you're in here sharing this. It means a lot.
You know, do you expect it to be even more family involvement?
Make sure we get this out and we share this out. Hit the Twitter button, tweet it out.
They have earned the right to be. They're both very savvy. They have had tremendous input in the operation of the campaign. They have made very tough personnel decisions, and he trusts them intimately. What a journey that was, Chuck Todd. Thinking about, man, sitting down from the time he came down to Trump Tower to this moment, it is the most unlikely journey I've watched in 60 years.
Thanks for keeping the conversation going. I'm rejoining you.
Welcome back.
I was involved with some of our preparation for Nightly News, and I understand that while I was recording something for Nightly. You kind of wonder how this is sweeping over him. Each moment of this day, how real this becomes. Of course, I guess once you sit in that Oval Office,
it was funny. Mike Pence, I asked him that. I said, is it starting to sink in? And he admitted it was like only in the last couple of, suddenly it was like this, as I think he said, his family was coming in and you suddenly have to deal with more family. You know, he'd been working. All of a sudden, he says it's starting to hit you. And that was 2 days ago. I can only imagine what it feels like today.
And also, when all your old friends come and start calling you Mr. President, that's, that begins to allow that to sink in.
The relationship changed. And remember, he's going to be surrounded by Washington by a lot of people of his party who were not ready to drop him, especially after that infamous tape came out.
By the way, that in some ways he sees that as a strength. He owes nobody anything. Right? That is, he has this freer hand than normal because he can feel like he owes nobody official in his party. At least he certainly doesn't believe he owes anybody. That's pretty powerful.
It is to succeed.
I'm gonna flip over. We're gonna see what's going on over here with the rioting and stuff like that. Like I said, I don't really like all the words he has to say here. He's not the most politest person, but it's still different to see, what's going on.
That's
look at all the police officers lined up there. That's crazy. That's crazy.
They're ready. They look like they're ready to beat the shit out of you. They look like they are fucking prepared.
I just wonder how bad it gets into the night. Not that I'm not thrilled to see the bad stuff or whatever, but I'm just curious, and then also too, just prove a point on the power of the internet, what it does. I'm testing an idea in my own head.
What the fuck is this guy with the guitar doing?
Just trying to show that out. What the power of the internet and how it works. It's crazy. It's really crazy.
Hey, Phil, it's Slash Run.
And that's where I am right
now. You can see it on Nerman Supreme for president.
Just watch.
Philip, I think it's time to deploy a little advertising.
They will beat the fucking shit out of you. And All right, I'll just let it play out.
This is what you're getting live feed here. What's going on there on Eric M's channel? Whoever Eric M is, he's broadcasting this live right there, and so we're getting to watch it. They're antagonizing and stuff. That's crazy. I hope they're not antagonizing.
Don't do it, buddy. Don't fucking do it.
Right ahead of McPherson. Right ahead of McPherson.
Yeah. I don't think the McGriff is actually back, by the way. Not to my knowledge, anyway.
Well, I don't definitely are, but on the exact route. You're at Weapon Elm?
She flashed the cops? I don't think so, dude. What are they singing? A lot of angry people. Yeah, a lot. A lot of stupid people too. Not very smart people.
Let's go there.
Oh, all right. Here we go, guys. This dude right here. All right. Just want to point out again. I said this earlier, and I got a lot of shit for it. He is black. All right. Just want to say, if you don't know who to look for, it's this guy right here. It has nothing to do with. It's just for means of identification, guys. That's it. This black guy right here.
What's going on over there?
Did someone get arrested? Sir, can you walk
This guy intentionally trying to get arrested?
Look at him. Look at this. Look at him go, dude.
Trying to get arrested.
And
oh.
And he gets arrested. What a smart fellow. What a fucking smart guy.
You guys just saw that right there live. That guy intentionally started this. Oh my goodness. Yeah, he did that intentionally. He did that intentionally. Walked right up to the guy. Stay back though. Stay back. Excuse me. Let them go. 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 Let them go.
Now they're shouting, let him go.
Let them go. I can't see it. Got him covered up.
Let him go. He did nothing wrong.
The public
street is racist. Oh my God. That was a death screech right there.
You're protecting fascists! You're protecting fascists! You're protecting fascists! You're protecting fascists!
Yeah, I saw it.
Fuck you, Mexican ass fucking Bolivarian you protecting fascists today! You protecting fascists!
No, this happened hours ago, guys. We watched this happen live.
There he goes.
This isn't Dabu, dude.
Oh yeah, it's about that definitely.
This isn't Dabu. This is Eric M.
Guy right there, over there, just walked right over here, just intentionally provoked the riot police.
Did we see the fucking gas mask?
Take the name. That's what the protesters. That's a whole nother group. You ready? Okay.
All right.
See what's going on?
Look at this shit, dude. Look at this. straight out of a fucking horror movie, dude. People were wearing fucking gas masks, man. So this was before any of the crazy shit even happened. This was hours ago, right? This guy came prepared. He came prepared, dude. So
we're gonna go ahead and mute him and try to go back here, see if it flips over. This is what's going on at the march right now.
Polar opposite of our previous president, right? And so many people thought George W. Bush only used black and white metaphors, and Barack Obama was all gray. Some people thought too much gray area. You hear it sometimes. Yeah. And now Donald Trump. Yeah, a little more stark.
But to make a commitment that Lester writes down is to mean that it will be remembered. It will be reflected. And everybody else got that in 4 years. You're going to ask, is there a Brussels? Is there a Nice?
Well, and that's the thing. How do you? I mean, it's a hard threat to quantify because we have seen ISIS-inspired individuals here in the United States. We've seen the ISIS on the ground in Syria and in Iraq. We've seen what's happened in Europe. So it is it's more than one place and more than one.
You wonder what General Mattis thought when he heard that part of the speech today. New assignment. President Bush, when he might say something, I would also say, but Islam is we're not at war with Islam. President Obama would have said the same thing. We didn't hear that from President Trump. That's right. There was no nuance whatever.
This historic academy has been named a Junior Reserve Officer Training Corps distinctive honors. Marching with our cadets.
But what I also heard in that speech was, "This is why you elected me."
And I was just going to say, it's just I'm not working off notes here. The New York Military Academy, is that?
Yeah, it might be his going.
He's gotten very fired up about this. I think this is personal. Yeah, that's got to be a neat feeling.
Yeah.
Think about where you were in childhood, and they're there honoring your president.
And now you're president. Pretty heady stuff.
Tell you what, they can stay in line better than that. Line there. Dude fell out of line there. Don't know where he was.
Up next, the Boone County Elite 4-H Equestrian Drill Team from Burlington, ranging in age from 9 to 61 years old.
Let's see what else we got here. We're gonna go back over to that other channel there. So we'll stop this, stop presenting, and then we'll come over here. And boom. And then we'll present to everyone. We'll get this one in here. See how this one. Right here. And we'll stop. All right. Come back here. Share the screen back. Again, like I said, this is my first time with the rodeo. So I'm trying to get better at this. I want you all to see this one. This is the one I want you to see.
What are they standing on?
All right. So this is the riot down here. Like again, I tell you, I don't like the language all the time. I don't like it, but
guys, stop taking this
what I'm
glad I caught
trying to show you all. The power of the internet. That's what this is about. The power of the internet and
really
what's going on the inauguration. This is what's going on the outside of things.
Let's see. Where was the car fire? Protests at checkpoints. All right.
Like I said, there's a car fire.
Let's see. What's going on here? This all happened about an hour or two ago.
Got the ponchos too.
Never mind. This happened a while ago. 6 hours, 7 hours ago.
This is 6 hours or 7 hours ago before the sun had fell down, I guess.
This is a huge area.
Maybe there's videos of it. Trump protest car fire. Let's see if somebody has a video of it. Car set on fire. Here it is. So we watched this live as well. People set a car on fire that they were stupid enough to stand next to it. I'm pretty sure people got hurt. Look at these dudes just chilling by the trash fire. What is this music though? Seriously, what is this music? Oh, there it is. There's the start. It's just, we'll just set a car on fire. Who did it? Was it this guy who did it? Who was the one who did it? Look at this shit, dude. Let's see if they're stupid enough to stand next to the car when it really catches on fire. What the fuck? Who decided to play this music for this video? EXJC, thank you for subscribing. Appreciate it, dude. I already said I appreciate it, but thank you, dude. Oh, man, they're cheering. They are cheering. Damn. Get away from the car. Don't inhale the fumes. We watched this happen live. This happened just a couple hours ago.
Trump just tweeted about your stream. BDTV stream
Oh no,
is fake
dude!
news.
What the
Low
fuck,
energy,
Trump?
sad.
What is this, dude? After the Trump train and everything I did for you, how could you? Oh man. Thank you, Derek Love. Thank you for subscribing. Thank you, guys.
Have you seen this, bro?
I'm not. You know what? Fuck you, dude. I'm not clicking on Twitter shit anymore after somebody sent me a penis. Was someone in the car when it was set on fire? I don't believe so. However, people were inhaling the smoke, and a lot of people were near the car when it exploded. So I don't know if people got hurt or not. I think they did. Let's see. I'm pretty sure people got hurt. 54 minutes.
So let's move
All
from
right.
this rather
Look at this
controlled
dude.
scene to this uncontrolled scene. So as we've
People
been
are wearing
reporting
masks.
throughout
The smart
day,
people are wearing
we've got
masks.
Dozens and dozens of protesters who've been arrested around the city. Windows broken, storefronts attacked.
Joining now, this is the limousine that earlier just being stomped on and had the
Oh my
windows kicked
gosh.
out.
Don't
Now
breathe the
someone
smoke.
has lit it on fire, and it has really
That's
started
crazy, yo.
burning.
That's crazy, yo.
Really thick smoke
Like, what
here.
the heck?
Click the link.
all
No,
around.
dude. That's a bad idea. It's a really fucking bad idea to click the link.
Oh, shit. Okay, we're going to go away. This guy.
Yeah, people are fucking running. We watched this happen live.
Out there in the field, who's been talking to some of the protesters.
What is this,
and
dude?
What you
I didn't
saw
sign
was
up for
that she was
this.
Reporting apparently a limousine.
Be able to pull to the white.
Damn it!
All right, so we're gonna get out of that one there. Let me switch out of here. We're gonna stop presenting to everyone. Then I gotta go back this way. Better turn this volume on here. Donald Trump's feeling it.
Christian Gillibrand, the only one to vote against General Mattis in the Senate.
Is that right?
Yes.
And that's on a principle. She feels that it's important not to suspend the idea.
That's right. And by the way, the first bill that Donald Trump signed into law was actually the waiver for General Mattis there. That was passed both by the House and the Senate. It was supposed to be a 7-year that you're supposed to wait for military to serve in the Defense Department, and they have waived that rule for him.
So this has been a long and fascinating day. I want to kind of go around the horn here and get everyone's thoughts. Hugh, let me start with you. You heard the speech, the tone. What are your feelings on this day?
I'm very happy with the day. I welcome the change in Washington. I believe the emphasis on populism is very good. The emphasis on downsizing the government and returning the rule of the government to the people is very good. I would have wanted a little more lunch in the morning. I would have liked a little more of a recognition that everyone on that stage has served and that everyone deserves a respect. But he was delivering a message, as Stephen Bannon has confirmed, that he wanted not to adulterate or in any way diminish, and he did. But overall, I'm very happy with the day, and I'm glad that the new team is in town.
Chuck, what are your thoughts?
Well, look, it was a different kind of inaugural speech. I think he set a tone that's going to be, to some, somewhat confrontational. To others, they view it as this was a movement, and he's there to be the leader of the movement. It is. I think the speech was designed to say, hey, I'm not going to go along. One of the big criticisms that some had of President Obama is like he ran as a major change agent, but he came here and he tried to make work within the system. Donald Trump was sending a message, at least today, that he is here to break the system. Whatever that means to people in a negative connotation, that he's here to break it. Let's see if he can and what that looks like if he does.
And he didn't make a promise to bring the country together. It was more to change.
No, I think it was a political tactic. I think they view
it's an expectation of its project on.
Well, and he views it as this is their best way to accomplish a goal is to be a little more confident.
Michael?
I think he's lost an opportunity. The last couple of months in this transition, he could have talked about unifying the country, could have put Democrats in the cabinet, maybe just one or two, and given some comfort to people who were skeptical about him or who voted against him. And he has chosen not to do that. He had the chance to go in that direction today, didn't do it once more. And I think if you look at the history of inaugural addresses, this sounded to me much more like a convention speech or a campaign speech, less like these unifying addresses that we've heard, even by presidents who were very combative, like Franklin Roosevelt at the start of his second term.
But isn't that a way of saying, yeah, I'm the same guy you elected. This is why you sent me here. This is what I'm going to do. Almost a confirmation or reassurance.
I think that's his strategy. I think it may wind up limiting him. I think there's a reason why if these polls are right, why his approval went from the high 40s of the popular vote that he got on election day to, our poll 38 to 40%. That's not progress. Usually during these transitions, presidents get to be more popular. Barack Obama at this point was, I think, 72%.
All right. And Ambassador, I want to thank you for joining us as well.
Thanks for having me.
It's been great having you. That's going to conclude our coverage on this Inauguration Day. Donald Trump, now the 45th president of the United States. We will have a complete wrap-up of today's events tonight on a special one-hour edition of NBC Nightly News. For Tom Brokaw, Chuck Todd, Nicole Wallace, and Michael Beschloss, I'm Lester Holt, NBC News in Washington. Good day, everyone.
So that's what that was about there. I like I said, this is my first time ever really doing that. Never really done it before. It was actually pretty hard to do. I've never done that before. Thought maybe I would try to catch it on a live stream and see how that would work, and then feed it back through to everyone else so that you all would see it. So the concept was basically I was watching a YouTube video that I thought was interesting. So the idea then was to take the video and then present it out to other people. And I'm thinking, all right, how can I do that? And then so I came up with the right keywords, put that inside the YouTube link. And when I put that inside there, I did the screen sharing options. Excuse me. I shared the screen. And then you all were able to see what I was seeing and what I was witnessing there. So like within those protests and stuff like that, that was pretty crazy, right? Actually being able to see what's going on there. I wanted to go back in and see if you all minded if I did another screen share. I don't want to like get on your all's nerves or anything, but I'm gonna actually go back in here and see if I have any commentary because this is live. I don't see any comments from anyone, but I it wouldn't be bad to see a couple comments from somebody, but I do see people are watching, so that's pretty cool. I'm gonna go ahead and go back into a live stream of something that's going on within the inauguration. We're gonna try to do another live stream. We'll find another channel. So that's basically what I'm doing. I'm just finding a good channel that I like. That seems like it's going to be doing good. Here's one with time. Here's CNN. It's HD for Fox. CNN live stream. That's they call that what they call that generic or fake news to Alex Jones. I don't know if any of y'all have ever heard Alex Jones, but they call that fake news. What about we do this one from the Golden Times. The Right Side Broadcasting How about that? We'll try the right side broadcast and see what they're talking about. Here we go. I'm going to share the screen with you all because I know you're all like, I want to see what's going on. I want to see. Cool. All right. Share the screen. Share. There we go. So this is what's going on right now. Dark.
Now is a Citadel Regimental Band and Pipes in
Right
the
side
Summerall Guards of
broadcasting is the
Charleston,
one
South
that's like
Carolina.
shooting this, so like I don't want to. I'm not really there. I'm just trying to like show you all like the power of this whole internet thing because it's pretty crazy.
Citadel College Band is one of the most prestigious college military bands in the world. They're no strangers to presidential inaugurations, and they've been invited to perform all over the country as well as internationally. They've been invited to perform for presidential functions for years. The band has been around since 1909, and it really leads and sets a tone for every other group of cadets on campuses.
It's getting pretty dark. You can see there's nothing crazy going on right now either. But then again, this is just on the right side. I wonder if we could find any thing that's going on right now live with them protesting. I don't know if you will or
Summerall
not.
Guards are the second of the Citadel's most
I heard
prestigious
a whole
groups
lot
of
of
cadets. They
things
accompany the marching band,
put
demonstrating
at a halt
precision marching
to where that
and
was not going to be happening. Did y'all hear about the wall of
Presidents
meat? I was like,
Reagan,
what? The wall of meat? No way.
Bushes.
I'll be quiet, y'all, so y'all can hear. I'm sorry. Cool.
The 1st Cavalry Division Horse
Let me
Cavalry
share it with you all.
Detachment, Fort Hood, Texas, just passed
Thanks
by.
so much for the subscribe, Black56. I really appreciate it.
Please welcome the Olivet Nazarene University Tiger Marching Band.
Next is the Olivet Nazarene University from Illinois.
During the fall semester, the Olivet Nazarene University Marching
Olivet is a Christian liberal arts college from Illinois. Last year, their marching band performed in New York on New Year's Day parade, and now they're here in D.C. There's a trend among college bands performing here when it was announced they perform, where campuses were extremely divided and many people didn't want them to come. Petitions were started to ban these groups from coming to the inauguration. Obviously, none of these petitions actually worked, and instead, these bands raised thousands of dollars to help make their trips possible. Talladega College, for instance, raised more than $500,000 to attend, which was almost 5 times more than what they originally asked for. Welcome Kids Overseas. This group made headlines when it was announced that it would attend because no one actually heard of it. As it turns out, Kids Overseas is a special project by the Department of Defense and has actually been based out of a school on an American naval station in Italy. The group was actually established specifically for the inauguration. The group is comprised of children of service members that are deployed overseas, giving them a chance to be part of the event that they'd obviously never otherwise have been able to march in. Obviously, this is the first time they've attended the inauguration, but hopefully not the last. Next is the Tupelo High School Band of Tupelo, Mississippi. The Tupelo Band is a really amazing success story of the community coming together. The band applied in the fall before the election to be here. They found out about a month ago that they managed to raise over $100,000 to be here today. Getting here obviously involved buses, hotel rooms, and getting instruments.
It doesn't seem like it's the best in the world, but the language is going to be the best. This just seems like it's going on right now. We're going to share back the screen. Boom. My stream. Boom, share. Then I got to go back here. Donald Trump.
They're going to get sprayed.
This is where I was telling you about where they got pepper sprayed down. That was crazy.
Oh. They're chanting about the KKK again, dude. They need to stop with the KKK chants. It's a little bit out of control.
I guess you can tell he's clearly on there. Like I said, let's go back here and go to. Let's go to. Let's get another live stream here because it's pretty cool, right? Here's with the time. How about this one? This is full coverage. Boom.
So yeah, I think that I think there's a lot of back and forth of the Republicans saying, you have to deal with it, accept that he's our president.
So we're gonna get some feedback here.
That,
see what
they're allowed to disagree
see what they think about
with
this.
what he stands by.
Sure.
You can have a level of respect for the office, but you can still disagree with what he stands by.
Absolutely.
So
and there's going to be a lot of disagreement because I just think that there are a lot of Democrats and a fair number of Republicans, it should be said, who sharply disagree with Donald Trump. And it's going to get, and Donald Trump's a very combative guy, never backs down. That's not going to change.
Yeah.
And so you're going to see, for example, a lot of conflict down the road on certain issues between Senator McCain and Donald Trump.
Okay.
If Mr. McCain feels that President Trump has policies with the Russians that are dumb, really bad policies, or too soft, or he's going to give away Ukraine or other places to the Russians. McCain, Lindsey Graham, and another group of Republican senators will criticize that, and they'll side with Democrats on occasion against President Trump.
Which is interesting. You wouldn't think that there's Republicans out there that don't like him as well. It's not just Republican, Democrat. Like they say there's this huge divide. There is a divide, but I don't know if it's necessarily between two parties really, because there's Republicans that don't like him too.
There are, and a lot who do. But what I read today, and it really struck me as interesting, is that Donald Trump is a third party. He's a third party candidate who won the election by taking over one of the two big parties.
That's interesting.
So
way of putting it, yeah.
We have traditional Republicans and the ones he used railing against in his inauguration speech. Then we have traditional, George Bush or Jeb Bush, especially style Republicans, railing against them.
Oh,
and
Jeb
then we had
Donald did not get along.
No. And then we had this insurgent, Donald Trump, populist, nationalist, who was able to take over the Republican Party, win the nomination, and then take over the entire party machinery. So he ran as the Republican nominee, which he was. But he was...
Technically
he was, but he was a different person than the Republican establishment. He pretty much took over the party and ran as a third party candidate in the cloak of a Republican. So on some issues...
Yeah, that's a good way of putting it.
In some issues, he's right down the line with the Republicans, right?
Yeah.
A lot of issues. But in a lot of other ways, he's not.
Remember they asked him at the Republican debates, are you going to support whoever might, win if it's not you on this Republican team? And he said no. Didn't he say?
Yes.
Yeah, I'm not going to support Jeb wins or if Mario or Rubio wins. It's sort of like he was his own party.
He was.
Yeah.
He was. In some ways, some of it meshes well with Republican positions, but then other things like spending a lot of federal money to build out the infrastructure of the country, that's not a traditional Republican thing.
So is that
not taking on the Russians, cozying up to the Russians?
Is not
at all. Most traditional Republicans are cold warriors, and they are dead set against the Russians. They think Putin is really a murderous dictator.
And are most Republicans that we've had as presidents all pretty much traditional? Their views are pretty much in line with what
they are, with orthodox.
So this is sort of maybe one of the first times we've had a Republican president where his views are.
That's the first one.
It's like those views aren't.
Let's go back to Republicans. Dwight David Eisenhower.
See if we can get some
Richard Nixon,
something new here.
Ronald Reagan, George H.W. Bush, George W. Bush. All those guys agreed on the big things: the Russian threat, communism bad.
But he just sort of has his totally separate views.
He has a separate take on that. Yeah, he thinks that we should have better relations with the Russians, and that we should maybe get rid of some of the sanctions that we have against them for seizing Crimea.
How do you think that's really going to turn out? I mean, doesn't he think, why was every other president against this, but I'm not? I mean, is he really prepared to deal with the consequences that could happen if we have better? I mean,
that's a great question.
I guess
I'm like you. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't know. I mean, for me, I just want to let things play out and give him a chance to govern, see what he wants to do, see if he can get the votes to pass it, see how much people like it. And then he set himself some ambitious goals.
Mm-hmm.
You know, he's going to repeal, and I think he will repeal Obamacare. But then he promised, as recently as a couple of days ago, insurance for everyone. That'll be better. So it's got to be everyone.
Yeah.
It can't be like 18 million people fewer. It has to be everybody. And then a better deal, smarter deal. He always says smarter.
Better deal, smarter deal.
And if he can do that, that's a big success for him.
I guess we'll see. I mean, he did promise, to bring more jobs to the U.S., and he already did that before he was in office, with the carrier deal and bringing that car plant to Michigan. Was it Ford or I can't remember.
I think
which.
Ford said it's going to build a car in Michigan. So he's had several high-profile sort of successes, But that's
91 talented young men and women from each company within the brigade of midshipmen. Since 1845, the United States Naval Academy has served as the undergraduate college of the Navy and Marine Corps. It prepares midshipmen morally, mentally, and physically. Following them immediately is the United States Navy. The mission of the Navy is to maintain, train, and equip combat-ready naval forces capable of winning wars, deterring aggression, and maintaining freedom of the seas. The active duty company consists of 90 personnel and is led by Lieutenant Commander John Kitt.
Up next, the United States Navy Color Guard, composed of sailors from the Navy Ceremonial Guard Color Guard Platoon. They serve in various roles in support of the President, the Department of Defense, and Navy leadership.
Following the Color Guard is the United States Navy Reserve. America's Navy Reserve is an essential element of the total force that is America's Navy. Wherever the important work of the Navy is being conducted in the world today, whenever the maritime strategy that guides those efforts is being executed, Navy reservists are there.
And now those beautiful horses are on the way, appearing in their third inaugural parade. The Merced County Sheriff's Posse from Hillmar, California. Marching 15 riders and traveling over 2,400 miles to Washington for this parade. They were organized in 1948 and have won significant awards around the country, including appearances in the Tournament of Roses Parade and the Hollywood Christmas Parade.
Dick.
Ladies and gentlemen, the Coastal Florida Police Fire Pipes and Drums from Palm Coast, Florida, the official pipe band of the Flagler County Sheriff Office and the Palm Coast Fire Department. Each member of the band today dedicating their march to one more fallen law enforcement officer, firefighter, or canine unit, as noted on the warning band on their bagpipes or drums. The Coastal Florida Police and Fire Pipes and Drums. The Michigan Multi-Jurisdictional Mounted Police Drill Team and Color Guard from Lansing, Michigan are making their third appearance in an inaugural parade. They were organized by now retired Michigan State Police Detective Lieutenant Lorenzo Beal II. Leading the Michigan Multi-Jurisdictional Mounted Police Drill Team in Color Guard are co-founders Lorenzo Beal II and Paula Kenya. Up next, ladies and gentlemen, AMVETS National, representing American veterans from Lanham, Maryland, the oldest and largest veteran service organization open to and fighting for all veterans who serve honorably, including reservists and guardsmen. Their mission is to enhance and safeguard the entitlements for all American veterans who have
I can
served
honestly say I
honorably
never really
and
spent
to
my whole
improve the quality
time
of
watching
life
the
for them, their
inauguration. It
families,
just wasn't
and the
part of
communities
what
where
I,
they live. Through
you know, it just
leadership,
wasn't part of what I did, you know, in life.
services.
It just
Let's hear
wasn't
it
there.
for the
Now
AMVETS.
I'm a little bit older, just like, wow, watching it all, so that'd be cool to broadcast it. So.
Up next, the 1st Infantry Commanding General's Mounted Color Guard, a ceremonial unit serving as ambassadors of the 1st Infantry Division from Fort Riley, Kansas, the U.S. Army to the American public. The 1st Infantry Commanding General's Mounted Color Guard performs in over 350 mounted or dismounted events annually. Representing the U.S. Army's 1st Infantry Division in Fort Riley, Kansas. And representing next, the Girl Scouts of America. Being led by a group of Gold Award-winning Girl Scouts, they've earned the highest and most prestigious award in Girl Scouting. Since 1916, the Gold Award has helped Girl Scouts make meaningful, sustainable change in their communities and around the world. And now the Franklin Regional High School Panther Marching Band. From Murraysville, Pennsylvania, 30 miles east of Pittsburgh, this is their first appearance in the parade. Up next, the Fishburne Military School Army Junior ROTC Caissons Battalion. Administered by retired and regular Army personnel assigned to the Junior Reserve Officers Training Corps at Fishburne Military School, teaching principles of leadership, time management, and self-discipline through classroom instruction, and emphasizing their practical application during military drills and related activities. The Junior ROTC program fosters the excellence for which each Fishburne Academy cadet strives.
Taking a photo, which I believe we actually have a picture of that to show. He took a number of pictures today that were very sentimental, and here's one of them. the president with his last exit from the Oval Office.
Tim Neftali, this is a tradition for the outgoing president to write a note for the incoming president.
Yes, it's also tradition for there to be a final photo as the president leaves the Oval Office for the last time. You can see that for previous presidents. By the way, a few of the notes were just released by a couple of presidential libraries, and the Bill Clinton's note is interesting for a number of reasons. One of them is he says to George Bush,
Let me just go back here. That's exactly what it is there.
Getting in some golf, well-deserved time off indeed. Meanwhile, the marching bands continue in front of the reviewing stand.
Special announcer for the day, Marine Corporal Alex Smith.
Coming up next is the Air Force, and representing them in today's parade is the Air Force staff. Comprising the 4-member staff are members of each component of the service: active duty, reserve, National Guard, and the United States Air Force Academy. Let's hear it for the Air Force Band. Following them is the United States Air Force Academy, represented by 90 cadets. The United States Air Force Academy, marching beneath the colors of the Cadet Wing. These young men and women represent more than 4,000 members of the Air Force Cadet Wing. Following them is the United States Air Force. Representing the active duty Air Force is the United States Air Force Honor Guard. The all-volunteer unit has represented the Air Force at official ceremonies around the nation since 1948. Following them is the United States Air Force Color Guard. Proudly carrying the colors of the nation and the United States Air Force are members of the United States Air Force Honor Guard. Established in 1948, the Honor Guard performs in a variety of ceremonies, including promotions, retirements, military funerals, and state funerals, including President Reagan's.
Now marching on behalf of the United States Air National Guard, members of the District of Columbia Air National Guard, the Capitol Guardians have supported every presidential inauguration since 1861, the inauguration of President Lincoln.
Following them is the United States Air Force Reserve. Representing nearly 70,000 citizen airmen of the United States Air Force Reserve is the 459th Air Refueling Wing, located at Joint Base Andrews, Maryland.
Throughout its history, the Citadel has maintained a tradition of duty, pride, and excellence as part of the cadet experience. Please welcome from Charleston, South Carolina, the Citadel Regimental Bagpipes and Band. the Senator. Membership in the Citadel Seminole Guards is considered a high honor at the military college. These 61 members are first-class senior cadets.
Thank you so much for the subscription. It means so much.
And this equestrian unit is the 1st Cavalry Division's Horse Cavalry Detachment from Fort Hood, Texas, a special ceremonial unit for the Department of the Army founded in 1972. Comprised of active duty soldiers, the unit has performed in ceremonies across the country, including 13 Tournament of Roses parades and 5 inaugural parades. Now the Olivet Nazarene University Tiger Marching Band from Bourbonnais, Illinois. This unit was the lead band in the 2016 London New Year's Day Parade. Students from DOD overseas schools. The 26 members of the group are the Jaguars from Naval Air Station Sigonella, Italy, and include 20 8th grade U.S. history students, 2 active duty military members, 2 military spouses, and 2 DOD EA teachers. Now, ladies and gentlemen, you are in for a huge treat. From Tupelo, Mississippi, the Tupelo High School Band, wearing black uniforms accented in gold and blue, playing for you, This Is My Country, and God Bless America. Cowgirls Rodeo Drill Team from New Buffalo, Michigan are very proud to represent Southwest Michigan and Northwest Indiana. The Cowgirls riding today range in age from 10 to more than 50 years old. They're not riding in parades. This group of ladies enjoys speeding around an arena through a choreographed routine and presenting the flags at rodeos and other events. Thank you, Cowgirls, so much. Our next performance group hails from Naples, Florida. The Palmetto Ridge High School Band is the first Collier County marching band to perform in the presidential inaugural parade. they were able to raise over $135,000 with the help of the friends at Fox News by collecting donations throughout the community and their website. The Palmetto Ring Marching Pride of Naples, Florida. Once again, rounding out this section of the parade, the Boy Scouts of America National Capital Area Council carrying the state flags as they were admitted to the Union. Representing Kansas, West Virginia, Nevada, Nebraska, Colorado, North Dakota, South Dakota, Montana, Washington State, Idaho, and Wyoming. Once again, the Boy Scouts of America National Capital Area Council and their great flag bearers participating today.
Leading off the Coast Guard is the staff element, followed by the United States Coast Guard Band. Following the band is the United States Coast Guard Academy. The United States Coast Guard Academy is led by Lieutenant Coast Guard Academy teaches leadership, career development center, Coast Guard Institute for Leadership, Center for Arctic Study and Policy. Also is the United States Coast Guard. U.S. Coast Guard Active Duty Company represents the 42,000 Coast Guard active duty members. Leading the United States Coast Guard Active Duty Company is Commander Joseph Muse. Also is the United States Coast Guard Reserve. The Reserve component is represented by members of Coast Guard headquarters. There are 3,860 military, civilian, and contractor men and women who do work at headquarters every day to support the execution of all 11 of Coast Guard's statutory missions. Following them is the United States Coast Guard Color Guard, coming from Alexandria, Virginia, and carrying the National Ensign and Coast Guard standards are the United States Coast Guard Ceremonial Honor Guard.
Ladies and gentlemen, those beautiful horses are from the Cleveland Police Mounted Units from Cleveland, Ohio, one of the oldest continuous mounted units in America. Their first inaugural parade was in 1921 for President Harding's inauguration. And we welcome the North Carolina Vietnam Helicopter Pilots Association from Hillsborough, North Carolina, wearing flight suits from the Vietnam War era. By the way, this unit's costs have been paid by parade participants. This is the third presidential inaugural parade this unit has participated in, and all members were helicopter pilots of the Vietnam conflict, with a combined excess of 20,000 combat flying hours. As these Vietnam helicopter pilots pass, let's hear it one more time for these true American heroes. Ladies and gentlemen, our next flag unit is the Palm Beach Police Honor Guard, representing the town of Palm Beach, Florida, the home of some of the most prestigious people in the world, including our new president, Donald J. Trump. Sponsored by the Palm Beach Police Foundation, they are honored and privileged to be participating in this inaugural parade, the Palm Beach Police Honor Guard. Our next performance group hails from Russellville, Arkansas. The Russellville High School Band is proud to receive this invitation to represent their school, community, and state at today's parade. This is the Russellville Cyclone Band. Count them all. 180 members. Our next equestrian unit is the Freedom Riders from Greeley, Colorado, consisting of all female riders between the ages of 16 and 60 years old. They participated in 2 previous inaugurations for Presidents George W. Bush and Barack Obama. They were the featured opening act for the World Show finale of the American Point Horse Association in Fort Worth, Texas. Look at these beautiful equestrian units. Let's hear it for the Freedom Riders. And now, ladies and gentlemen, from Shorten Gap, West Virginia, the Frankfurt High School Falcon Marching Band. Ladies and gentlemen, once again, the Boy Scouts of America National Capital Area Council, representing state flags and territories as those states and territories entered the Union. Representing Washington, D.C., American Samoa, Guam, Northern Mariana Islands, Puerto Rico, and the U.S. Virgin Islands, along with Utah, Oklahoma, New Mexico, Arizona, and Hawaii.
And following the Boy Scouts of America's United States Merchant Marine Academy staff element, with the United States Merchant Marine Academy Band following closely behind. Following the Merchant Marine Academy Band, Merchant Marine Academy Color Guard. The U.S. Merchant Marine Academy is privileged among the nation's 5 federal academies to be the only institution authorized to carry a battle standard as part of its color guard. Following the color guard is the United States Merchant Marine Academy.
This is the first troop, Philadelphia City Cavalry, from Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. They've served in every major American conflict, from the Revolution through the global war on terror. Each ring on the unit's guide on marks a battle in which this historic unit has fought. The unit's men are cavalry scouts assigned to the U.S. Army's 1st Squadron, 104th Cavalry Regiment in the Pennsylvania Army National Guard, and this is the oldest company-sized military unit in continuous service to the Republic. And now, ladies and gentlemen, bringing our 58th Presidential Inaugural Parade to a close, 1,500 Corps of Cadets of the Virginia Military Institute from Lexington, Virginia, its 15th appearance in the parade. Let's hear it for these wonderful folks from VMI.
So that's that. I was just basically just trying to see how that all worked there. Haven't really, I had to play with it a little bit more, try to get a better understanding of how that all exactly works. Never done it before. It's pretty cool. Anyway, wanted to say thank you all for taking the time to tune into this live stream. This video is not going to be staying up, so if you all are looking for this video later and it's deleted, you're like, hey, Montez, why'd you delete that video? And we'll be like, well, because this was not the video that I intended for you all to see. It was just me playing around trying to get a feel for how this all exactly worked. I do know we have a lot of plans coming in within the next couple of days. I've got a couple interviews lined up for you all. I've got some film that I'll be dropping here shortly on the channel. It's not going to be it's not going to be any kind of film that has to do with this kind of stuff. It was just really just trying to see how it would all work if I set a live streaming capability through streaming someone else's film, and then really just trying to see how it worked on on the platform anyway. But I exited out of there. So if anyone's left comments, here I'm gonna actually pull it back up. Might as well anyway. See if anyone was talking to me in there, because I don't want to be rude. You know, it's not the best to be rude. I would like to at least say thank you to the people that were tuned in. Let me go ahead and pause or press the mute here. Boom. Press the mute. Says bot to kids says like from Ukraine, and then says, is this live footage or replay from John Smith? John Smith, it was a replay. It was like I was saying, I was just trying to like do a broadcast. I had like a crazy idea. I saw somebody else that was shooting it, but was giving his live commentary. It wasn't even there, and I was like, well, that's pretty cool. So I started thinking to myself, what if I try to do the same thing? It is kind of hard to do. It's pretty hard to focus on, and then flipping back and forth, making sure you got the right things to really talk about, and then know what you're going to flip back and forth about. So it was kind of like, it's kind of crazy there, getting that whole concept down. But then once I got it, like it wasn't that hard, you know, and you know, anyone could do it. So the power is really, so like, again, I was like, all right, if you don't have content, getting into like this whole content thing, if you don't have content, there's somewhere else to where you're going to be able to find content. But then you got to be careful, because like a lot of times you'll run into that, not plagiarism, but on YouTube they have something, they call it something else. It's like, well, you know, like if you have monetization on your YouTube and like there's a song that comes across on the screen or whatever, it could mess up the ads that you're getting, because you're not allowed to monetize someone else's work. It's been copyrighted. So like, you know how YouTube does that whole thing, and like you upload a video and you're like, oh, there's no way you messed up my video, you know? So like, if you've ever dealt with any of those situations, this is how you can stop that from happening. Is you could go to a news channel, you could go to another YouTuber's channel that you really like, and maybe if they're doing a live broadcast, or you're at an event, or maybe a truck and tractor pool or something like that. I do plan on getting some film about a truck and tractor pool, but I mean, if you're there, or someone else is there streaming it live and you know about it, you can take their film and stream it inside of what you're doing. So it's not really predicated on, I mean, as long as you give like a good title, like the title I have here is Donald Trump Inauguration Riots Protest Live Stream, live Donald Trump. So like, it seems catchy, right? This is a nice catchy title. Within my tags, I had very good tags inside there. And so there are people that are just like you and me that are going to be looking for Donald Trump's inauguration, and then as well as like the bad side of things, people are probably going to be looking for like the riots and stuff like that. So like, but all in all, I got up to like 9 live views, I think. So that's pretty cool. The commentary was pretty cool. I didn't plan any of it out. I just went out and rolled on out and did it. And so I think that's big, and that's major, and that's key. If you just roll on out and just go do whatever it is, you don't really have to, like, you shouldn't really, you just don't worry. You know, as long as you're being authentic and you're being the person that you're supposed to be, I don't think that you're going to have much problem. Anyway, yeah, this is a live shot. This is what's going on. This is what's going on in my head. Like I said, this video is not going to stay up. I'm going to be pulling it down probably after tonight. Test and trial air. If you know of anything else that you're going to be streaming and you want me to stream, send me a message. Let's connect. Let's talk. Why not? Conversation is key. Anyway, it's Montez McCamish from itsmontez.com. Like, comment, subscribe, and share. If you don't do that, you can't keep up. Duh.